Well, Edith from Denver, Colorado calls into the Dave Ramsey show to talk about how she's scared. Her husband of 2 months wants her to sign a post-nuptial agreement. Let's get to it. Hey, if you're liking this content, like, subscribe, give me a comment below. You won't believe this one.
Edith is with us in Denver, Colorado. Hi, Edith. Welcome to the Dave Ramsey Show.
Hi, Dave. I'm so happy to be able to talk with you.
You too. What's up?
Um, my husband and I have been together for about 6 years, and we had a child about 19 months ago. And I believe in Colorado they acknowledge common law marriage, despite us being married only 2 months, officially married 2 months ago. After this time that he and I have been together, he's asking me for a post-nuptial because he says he wants to protect his assets before our marriage, saying that he is 14 years older than me at 48 years old and me 34. He wants to protect his assets because he's closer to retirement. And I wanted to see what you think about that, considering he and I have been technically only married two months, but I don't know if common law marriage matters.
All right, so she's saying a lot of weird speech here, but I've listened to the show before, so let me translate for you. She keeps talking about common law marriage, that they've been married now for 2 months, and he wants a post-nuptial agreement. Now, when I listened, they didn't actually get married with a ceremony where they signed a marriage license and blah blah blah. She somehow figured out that after being together for 6 years, they were in the state of Colorado default married. And so she gets all the rights and privileges of somebody that actually got married, even though they've been together 6 years. Now, she said they've been together 6 years. They have a big age gap. So they have a 13-year age gap. They've been together for 6 years. Now their common law marriage is causing some issues because he says, whoa, wait a minute. I don't know if I want to be in an actual marriage agreement with you. Now, let's listen on here because Dave's going to get mad at Edith's de facto husband.
So you're married for 2 months. You have a baby. You used to live with him for years before that. And now he comes up and says he wants a post-nup because if y'all get divorced, he wants to be able to keep all his stuff.
Right.
Does that not hurt you? Does that not hurt your feelings and scare you?
It scares me. It hurts me.
Yeah.
Now, notice that this is so weird. Notice how she's a 34-year-old woman. Notice how we treat them seemingly like children. Doesn't that hurt your feelings? Doesn't that make you scared? Aww. You're a 34-year-old adult, and Dave Ramsey is asking her as an adult, aren't you scared, you poor little girl? Oh, aren't your feelings hurt? Oh my goodness. Like, how patronizing is that? Like, wouldn't an adult say, no, Dave, I'm not a little baby. I'm a full grown adult. No, no, they don't. They play right into, oh, yes, my feelings are so hurt. Oh, I'm so scared. I'm just a scared little girl. Come on. Are you an adult or not? Like, give me a break. No, you're not ready for marriage if oh, I'm so scared. Oh.
If you were my little sister, I'm a redneck hillbilly, I'd be tempted to punch him in the nose. That's how it makes me feel when I hear it.
Oh my goodness. What? Are you kidding me? Oh, I've been tempted. All right, so here's the white knight. Whoa, I'm a real man, and a real man, he marries every woman, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be tempted to punch him in the nose. Now, it's going to take a turn for the worse, though. Now, the story's not over, so stay tuned, because the story's not over. It's going to take a turn for the worse as Dave goes through this. But his initial reaction is, how dare this man live with you for 6 years and you have a baby and he not be willing to give you everything that he has? Okay, how dare he? All right, White Knight, here we go.
What What an irresponsible, selfish twit who has a brand new wife and a brand new baby, and all he can think about is protecting his own butt. That's what's coming through my mind. Now I just said it all out loud. I said all that out loud, didn't I? Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, that's because Dave, you're an idiot. Okay. And she doesn't have a brand new baby. The baby's 2 years old. She's already said that. He's not a brand new wife because they've been together for 6 years and they're been married 2 months by common law. They didn't even get married in the sense of, hey, walk down the aisle. You say I do, I say I do. This is just common law. We're de facto married because we've been living together for so long. Oh my, get out of here with the white knighting. The chivalry runs deep in Dave. It's not the hillbilly, it's the chivalry. Okay, we gotta recognize that. This isn't hillbilly. This is chivalry that we've all been trained in. All right. See me and Shaw's series on the book Chivalry if you need more research.
You know, I mean, we have a manhood crisis in this culture. Good Lord. What a little child. So that's how I feel. Now, what do you do about it is another thing.
Now, notice he is a little child because he doesn't want to he doesn't want to form a financial partnership with a woman who I guess is not worthy of forming a financial partnership with, which is what legal marriage is. This isn't covenantal marriage at all. If this was covenantal marriage, they would have gone to a church and they would have vowed before God and man that they would stay together, blah, blah, blah. That's not what this is. This is common law marriage. This is a de facto legal marriage now. And he is a little boy because he doesn't want to be in a financially binding situation with this woman. And we're going to find out why in just a minute. And Dave's going to he's going to change his tune in just a minute here. But right off the bat, the white knighting chivalrous man comes out. Here we go.
I think there's a lot going on here. And if I were in your shoes, for the good of your child and the good of your future marriage, I think you've got to dig out all the toxicity and poison and get it cleaned out for you to have a good, clean relationship going forward. And that's called marriage counseling. So the answer is no, I would not give him a post-nup. But the fact that he asks for it indicates there are issues that need to be dealt with. Would you agree with that?
Okay, now here comes the issues. Yes, we have issues. Here are the issues. This is very interesting. All right, this is interesting.
Well, and I have been having fights over the same thing for years because for the past 2 years he has been working and living in Oklahoma while I stay and work and take care of our daughter in Colorado.
Why?
He comes to see us because he's there because he wants to make the money. He makes really good money.
Well, why don't you move to Oklahoma with your husband?
All right, so hold on a second before Dave gets into why don't you move there, okay? Let me translate. So she's been there, or he's been living in Oklahoma. She's in Colorado, but he's been living in Oklahoma for 2 years for work. Now, how old did she say the baby was? They have about, 19 months, so about 2-year-old baby, okay? So they've been having problems for 2 years since he's been gone away working in Oklahoma, and she had a baby in that time period. Is anybody getting the picture here? Now, why, if you've been in a relationship for 6 years, for the last 2 of that, you've been having problems and you have a baby with this man that you've been having problems with. Why would you do that? Because you want to lock him down for marriage. You want to make sure you are financially provided for by this man. And now when it comes that you are in a common law marriage, he says, hey, I want a post-nuptial agreement to be protected financially from you. Okay, does everybody get the picture here? Now, many women are very cunning in this. It's not as if, oh, whoops, I'm pregnant. Oh, I didn't know, blah, blah, blah. I'm becoming very convinced that there are extremely few, if not zero, accidental pregnancies. There are very, very few. Women know when it's time. God has set it up this way that they biologically know what's going on. Okay. 99% of them know what's going on. So if this woman, oh man, 2 years ago we were having problems. We started having problems, and I have a 19-month-old. The first question Dave should ask is, well, if you're having problems, then why 4 or 5 months in did you have this baby or whatever? What's going on here? Now he moves. I don't know what's going on. Ugh, it's interesting. So okay. Anyway, let's keep going though. Let's keep. She's gonna say what's going on here.
He's there because he wants to make money. He makes really good money.
Why don't you move to Oklahoma with your husband?
I very much enjoy my life in Colorado.
Yeah, but you married a guy who moved to Oklahoma.
Yes.
Y'all are weird.
Yes.
No, Dave, this isn't weird. This isn't weird. Now, why? If this was a man calling in and this was reversed, he would probably be yelling at this guy. All right, if this was reversed. But we got to understand, if it's a woman, oh, well, blah, blah. Oh, you are weird. No, this woman, she wants to be a mother, but she is not interested in being a wife. I sat down with my pastor a few weeks ago, and that was one of the things I told him. I said, it seems like in many cases, the modern woman, she is interested in being a mother, interested in that, has absolutely no interest in being a wife. This woman, case in point, well, yeah, I've got my daughter. I love it where I live. I have my friends. Why would I want to move to where my now de facto husband is working if I love my life here? I am not interested in being a wife, interested in being a mother, interested in being provided for, interested in having the money, not interested in being a wife. I think we got to start to recognize that. I know Dave's not going to call it out, but man and woman are created for each other in the marriage bond, and husbands have certain duties, mostly provide and protect. Those are the two big ones. That's the way it's been. That's the way it continues to be. Nobody questions that. Women, the wife has duties too. And we never talk about the duties of the wife. Woman's interested in being a mom, but not a wife. That's a classic case of it.
I want to be able to settle down, and I want him to come to Colorado and be with me and the baby.
I wish I could roll back time and tell.
I want him to come to Colorado and be with me and the baby. Let me translate that for you. I'm not interested in being a wife. I'm interested in being a mother and having a husband who does things for me in the household, who fixes things, who changes babies' diapers sometimes, who helps with childcare, who does those things. That is what I'm interested in. I am not interested in being a wife if it inconveniences me at any step in the program. My friends, boy, this is rough. I feel bad for this guy. Made some poor choices. 13-year difference. That's a poor choice. 13 is too many. I mean, you got to keep it 10 or less in an age gap. That's what the stats say. 13, that's not going to go well. But now he says, hey, I want a post-nuptial agreement. I got to protect myself a little bit from this woman who obviously is not interested in being a wife. She's interested in being a mother. It's rough. All right.
I wish I could roll back time and tell you not to have a child or marry this guy. I wish I could, but we're not there now. So you guys have got to work on some of these issues, and you got to decide if you're going to move with your man or not. And
I'm glad that Dave said, tell you to choose not to marry and have a child with this guy. Well, actually, got the order reversed. She had a child with him and then de facto got married. So she's very irresponsible to start out with. I mean, if we're going to face facts, that's very irresponsible. But it's good he points out this is her choice. Okay, that women know when they're ovulating, they know when it's time. They know, hey, if I don't want to get pregnant, then We should not be doing the deed right now. Right? They know that. They know all these things. I am very convinced of that as I get older, that there are very extremely few accidental pregnancies. They just, I mean, many women just play it. Oh, I didn't know. Well, okay, you must provide for me now. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Come on, we gotta stop being so naive here. Naivete. Dave says, I wish you wouldn't have done that, but you need counseling now. Okay.
And if he's going to be your man or not, or if he's going to continue to be a freaking little boy, this is y'all got all kinds of stuff going on here, and you really do not have any probability of staying together, like zero. You're going to be divorced if you don't deal with this stuff. You're giving me two really major red flags. I'm not a family therapist. I've just worked with people who divorce all the time.
All right, so we'll end it there, but I just want to say, like, he's right. They will end up divorced. For one, because they were never really married. I mean, common law marriage, that's not a real marriage. A marriage is we covenant. We vow before God and man that we will stay together. It's not some legal nonsense. Well, I guess we're married and now it's a financially binding contract that really isn't binding at all because we can end it at any time for any reason. That's legal marriage. Anytime, any reason, we can end this. I mean, yeah, they are heading for it. But the main reason, here's the main reason. Here's what I want to say before we move on here. Here's what the main reason this will not work out is because the patriarchy is weak in this situation. It's very weak. This woman is not interested in being a wife. She's clearly proven that, and this man knows that. That's why he's asking for a post-nuptial agreement, because he knows she will be here today and gone tomorrow. So why would he want to share half of his assets with a woman who is not interested in being a wife? Now, should he have been with her to begin with? No. Should he have been fornicating with her for the past 6 years? No. Mistake after mistake. Sin compounds and compounds and compounds. But he is wise to say, yeah, we need a post-nuptial agreement here. You obviously are not going to be here long term if you're not interested in being a wife. You're interested in living where you want to live, doing what you want to do, being a mom when you want to be a mom. It's the modern problem. We got to get it turned around. And we are getting it turned around because Christ is winning. He is building his church, and the gates of hell will not prevail against it. Until next time, this is the Post Millennial Man.